Hello, welcome to McBoss Capital channel. My name is Michael Chu. This video is about the growth stocks list I follow, and this is for the week ending December 20th, 2024. So here we have some of the IBD signal. They're still in confirmed uptrend. They have 60 to 80% allocation. We saw two distribution days this week, very close to each other, Tuesday and Wednesday. On the accumulation distribution side, we see a lot of stocks being distributed, much more compared to ones being accumulated. It's almost more than 10-to-1 ratio. You can see it slightly improved on Friday, but really it was a very negative week for many stocks that are really being distributed right now. On the industry group side, we're seeing similar thing, like over 160 groups here, out of roughly 200 groups are being distributed. So there's really not many stocks or groups that are not being distributed right now. On the sector side, we see technology, retail, industrial, health, commodities, energy, and financial are all being distributed on the net basis. So this is really a negative week despite Friday's rebound. So here's the top growth stock list I follow, manually selected. Most of them have very strong fundamentals going forward the next 4 quarters, usually above 10% growth. And this list is based on performance since October 9th. So it's roughly more than 2.5 months. And here's the percentage performance right now. So on this column, we track whether they're above the 10 or 21 day. Generally, if they're under those 2 moving averages or even one of them is considered a downtrend. Right now, I can see there are 240 stocks on a downtrend. So that's very negative, meaning they're mostly below their 10-day or 21-day moving averages. So there's roughly about 278 stocks that I follow. So 240 out of 278 are in downtrend. That is quite severe. So here we're going to go through the downtrend list just to see what stocks are really doing and how they're behaving. I'm not going to go through every single stock, but it's on the screen here. Feel free to look at it on your own time. But I'm going to highlight some of them just to see how the stock is behaving right now. We have CRDO here, number 7, starting to fall below the moving average. We also have SEZL. SEZL was a really strong performer. You can see the uptrend started just like the Nasdaq or the S&P, that around after the August 5th low, it started to rise and then accelerate here on the earnings, the last earnings call, and then it top out right here. And since that top, it has just constantly going down. So that was 477. And now we have dropped to 270-ish. This is very significant. And you can see the red line, which is the 50 days moving average right there. And it's way below that now. And it's, it's trying to bounce right now, after Thursday and Friday. But again, we have this downtrend line right here on the 10-day short-term moving average. That could be, so that could be a problem, as this downtrend line could be a resistance. Next we have Hood and TWLO here. Here Robinhood, you can see it is on a pretty steep downtrend line right here, and we did see some support level on Friday at this level here. So now the 10-day is starting to come closer to where it closed on Friday. So we'll see if we can power through this or whether it will slide back down. Next stock is TWLO. This one very similar behavior. You can see the 10-day slope is starting to slide down, and we're still on this downtrend line right here. Next we have Exxon and AAL here. Looking at this chart, it had a really strong run, one of the strong performers. Now it is starting to come down a little bit. So far it's been finding support around the 600-ish level here at the bottom. So it could bounce here. Again, the downtrend line, very important. We want to see it go back above that. But like it might need a little bit more time as the 50 days catching up as well. So it most likely will be a consolidation here before it goes higher. For American airline, again, we have a nice uptrend right here and then accelerate after the, it must be some news here, I can't remember. And then it did hit a recent top here, it pulls back to the 10-day, and look how it acted around the 10-day, very strong, healthy. Right now it's trying to make a comeback. So this is the downward slope line right now. So we'll see if we can climb back above that. Next we have HIMS here, number 38. This one, it's a very choppy stock for sure, not easy to trade. Here we have this really nice tight range here, but it did fall apart, and then it tries to break out here, but then it closed at the bottom. So this is what we have to be aware of. So if we could have something similar this coming Monday, like we want to make sure it does close above that trend line versus weakens throughout the day and comes back below it, because once it comes back below it, there's more selling pressure, and this is what happened. It just now it's fall to the red line, which is the 50 days moving average. So for each stock, you should look at how it stands around the green line, the 10-day, the pink line, which is 21-day, and the red line, which is 50 days. So those are different levels of support. Next we have Netflix here, Square, Block, and SITM. Netflix was doing quite well, this last rally. There was a shakeout right here, and then a slight sideways movement, and then it really moved, and then here we bounce off the 10-day and move higher, and then we start to pull back right here, and so far it hasn't made a new low and found support at this pink line, which is 21-day, but we still have this down slope line, so we want to make sure it can go above it. So one thing about Netflix is obviously there's some shows coming out like Squid Game 2, that was a huge hit the first time. Can they do it again? Can it go viral? We'll see. It's supposed to be released on the 26th. So this stock is definitely holding up quite well. It's trading really tight, and it found support at 21-day as we see here. So there's a high chance this would continue its rally. But let's see how that goes. The volume signature here looks also pretty good on the downside. There's not much volume. Here's this Square or Block. It broke out this consolidation right here. It went up pretty nicely, as you can see. I was trading around this, and then here's where I got out after a stop on the support line. As it falls right here, we got an acceleration on the fall right here. So we went from this slope to now this slope. So right now it doesn't look that good because it barely came back, even coming close to the 10-day moving average. So it could still work, but like I said, it seems a little bit weaker than other stocks. Here's the red line, 50-day moving average. So it might test this line here. Another stock that has done well is SI Time here, that has really moved. Then we had another move here. So this time it has pulled back much more. You can see it went below the pink line, which is 21-day, and this is a very sharp correction so far. The volume is pretty high on the sell side, so this is something to be aware of, because it's possible it could break the 50-day moving average and go down much further if it doesn't find support soon. Next we have Spotify and RCL. So Spotify also was doing well in this rally. It went to a new high right here. Then it started to fall slowly and trading really tight. But again, as it was trading tight around the 10-day, it just doesn't have much power to move beyond that. And then Wednesday come this week, and it got really hammered. And you can see Friday it still make a new low. So right now, again, 10-day moving average starting to get closer to the current price action. We want to see how it reacts around that short-term moving average as it comes down. Another one that did really well was Royal Caribbean. You can see this really nice, almost 45 degree, probably 40-degree angle uptrend here, very smooth, and now it's starting to feel a little bit more heavy on the sell side here. Some volume has been coming in on the sell. Found support on Thursday, Friday it rebounded more. Again, we're still going through this downtrend line. We need to make sure it can surpass it. Next we have Duolingo, Delta, Vista. So Duolingo also did really well. You can see it's starting to have some pressure here, selling, found support here at 50-day, came back up to the trend line and kind of lost momentum there, and now it's making a slightly lower on Friday. It still hasn't break this line level, but we will be watching to see how this reacts. Here's Delta. Delta also has a nice breakout right here. Then it went sideways and tried to break out, but it didn't work. And here's where I got stop out right there. And then after that, it kind of keep going down for many days in a row. And it hit the red line here and then found some support. And now, again, we are trying to get above this downtrend line. So we'll see how that goes. The volume signature here is not too bad. We've got 2 average day volume here. So let's see how this performs going forward. Next we have Vistra. Here we have a nice breakout. Then we pull back and try to move again. And then here it was a really fast move, and then it kind of went sideways. And then now it has been slowly going downtrend. So we did break the 50-day here, and right now we're just sitting near that level as the short-term moving average coming down. Again, this right now it looks kind of not healthy because it just hasn't been able to bounce back strong enough. But let's see how it reacts as it comes near the 10-day moving average. So there's more stocks here, starting from 84 ranking, going down. So on Friday's bounce, I did notice some financials are holding up better in recent days, and the financials have kind of corrected much earlier than, say, the tech stocks in recent weeks. So now most of these stocks that are in downtrend are in their 3rd or 4th week of pullback, or whatever you want to call it, a base building process right now. So it looks much more healthier from that perspective, especially if it can hold. So 4 here is an example of that. We have this nice run up here, and then it topped right here. It had a nasty day here again. I'm not sure what the news is on that day, but it looks pretty nasty. Now so far it hasn't moved up much, but it hasn't gone down much more. So it did hit a lower here and a lower here. But it did find support at the 50-day moving average, which is this red line. So now with that being said, this is still look more like an L-shaped pattern, which is a very bearish pattern. So right now it's just stuck in this range. So we are converging now with the 10-day moving average. So we'll see if it can really have the power to come back up. This is Victory Capital, a smaller cap stock. Also has a nice run after it breaks out right here. Then we start to slide, and this one was sliding quite fast. It wasn't slow. And Wednesday you see it hit a new low below the red line, and it did bounce back. And on Friday it looks a little bit more healthier because it kind of came above that green line, which is the 10-day moving average, and closed at the top of that day. So this looks a lot healthier. If there's another day of follow through, I think this would be a good buy candidate possibly. And the buy side volume has also come in, so that helps it move as well. So we can scroll down more and see if there's any ones that we want to point out. Next one we want to point out is Pfizer. Also financial stock that are kind of been base building process, very similar to the last one. Kind of came down pretty hard and like go sideways. Now sometimes this is okay, right? Like because it's doing the base building process, and hopefully eventually after more weeks of digestion it will come back up this way. This one has done really well in this recent rally, and right now it's just finding support around this red line here, and so we'll see how that goes. Again, the volume signature looks slightly better as well here. You can see there's some buying volume, but the selling volume is still above average here. So that's probably what's why it's not moving up in price as much. So we are just browsing through this list. Again, lots of growth stocks has fallen, some more than others depending on the percentage of drop. So yeah, feel free to review this list. There's not much here. Nvidia, we already talked about in the main market video. So on this side is the industry group and sector here. So you can see like which group they belong to. And yeah, we have lots of stocks that are on downtrend. So on the uptrend list and within the 1% of the moving average, there's about let's see here, 40 out of 280. That's very weak in terms of strength. So but nonetheless, there's still some of them are holding up still strong, and then there's also some that are just really bouncing back as well. So let's take a look at some of these ones here. We have Reddit. So Reddit, you can see Friday it kind of bounced back above this downtrend line. Now it's still consolidating here at this level. So this one has been obeying the 10-day moving average quite well. Hasn't touched the pink line once yet. Next we have XMTR. It had 2 days of selling after reversal, but on Friday it actually closed quite strong. So it continues this rally so far. Next we have app, and you can see app also now in a downtrend. Now Friday it did come back above the 10-day moving average. So we'll see. It looks good right now. Volume also came in. Again, Friday is hard to tell because it's a quadruple witching day, and so volume will be there. But we'll see how it falls through on Monday here. You can see ALAB here still doing really strong on a relative strength basis. And again, this stock just been running and running like an Energizer bunny. Keep finding support at the green line. Here's another support level. Again, found support at the 10-day. So it looks like this one really powerful. It might be the highest close, right? It could have, I think it might have been high, even slightly higher than this one. So this is acting very strong. So next one we have is Palantir. This one again very strong uptrend here, and then accelerate right here, and it continue on that like towards that high here. So so it looks like it was starting to come down a little bit, but even then it keep making higher lows. Again here on Friday it make another higher low, and then it actually closed the week like with the highest high. So that is very powerful stock right now. It looks like it just doesn't want to stop running yet. This one, Relay or Remitly Global, also broke out right here on earnings, and it started to climb. Kind of drifted up on the upside. It keep making higher lows here. So, and then on Friday again, very powerful move. You see that it makes closing high. So we have Lustica here, CLS symbol. This one, is not a fast mover, but it did make a good move as well. So, but it does pull back quite often to the short-term moving average. So even this one, it kind of came down to the pink line before bouncing back on Friday. So again, we'll see how it reacts on the follow through on Monday here. So Marvel Technology, again, nice breakout right here. Then we have a slight pullback. Then we break out again from this level here. Then we pull back again, go to new high. Then we pull back even more. So looks like it was able to find support slightly above the previous low here. Then we had a nice bounce on Friday. It didn't close all the way at the top, but it's more than halfway, so it looks good. Okay. Again, we're seeing still lots of nice volume here on the buy side. so there could be potential to move back up. And then we have ALK, WK, KRNT, WGS, AVGO. We also have CAE, and then we have BIRK. So BIRK stock, it was in a base building mode and pretty severe correction here, 34%. It probably start moving around, roughly around there where they get momentum, and here's the pullback to the 10-day, and then since that time it's been up every day. And again, Friday we got tested near the low, but it actually went up and closed in the high here. So this one is LPLA, Financial Investment Banker Broker. It broke out nicely right here on earnings, and then it pulled back slightly, move up higher, pull back slightly, move up higher, pull back slightly, and then here is when it started to have a little bit of crack here. Then it went down to 21-day, and then just the last few days, same thing. It found support at the 21-day. So far this stock looks very healthy. It has found support on the earnings, the moving average here, a couple of times, and let's see how where they can hold this level. But it's starting to look good as this base building process is happening. So eventually, you know, it could break out again. So watch for that. Next we have Waystar. This is a new IPO. Looks very good, this chart pattern. Here the last move was theirs, and then it kind of pulled back to the 10-day, went back up, but it fell this time. Got a nasty day right here, and then it kind of drifted sideward down again. So this is a slightly low. After that low, probably around this area, that's your new buy zone here. Once it breaks out, it moves really fast, and you can see this is the closest it gone to the near the 10-day on the sell-off day, and then now you can see it's like pulling to new highs. So very strong stock, something to pay attention to, especially this is IPO in computer software medical. Then we have CCL, JPT, JLPBT, CLBT, and here's the chart. So this one broke out a little bit earlier. Then we have this August 5th sell off right here, and then it took off after that. And here it goes up higher, kind of wedge pattern there, and then it slides again. It goes up, making a slightly new high, and slides again, makes a new high, slides a little bit towards the side. Then we have this again, another the nasty day here on earnings, and it slowly drifted back down below the red line. So again, when you go below a key moving average, it's okay, especially on the first time, but the second day, what does it do after that? Does it go lower, or does it hold, or does it move up higher? In this case, it went up higher, and then we got another confidence boost, and it goes on right here, and then before it pulls back on a down day hard, and then here we're taking off to new highs again. One stock that has reported is Darden Restaurants this week. You can see it was struggling to break out, and it just got stuck in this range, and then even the recent move here trying to break out, it fell as well. So it's just a very choppy market. Then the earnings came out on Darden on I believe this either Thursday or Friday, probably Thursday, since the price movement was so drastic on that day. It did close somewhere near the middle of the intraday range, and then look at what happened the next day. It found some support again near that level. So this looks like good behavior so far. Then we have Viking here. Viking also did pretty well. It broke out right here, and it has one more big test here. It dropped all the way to 21 day before it bounced back on intraday, and then it moved a lot higher. Again, now we have another a big move here on the earnings news, and it tried to go higher, but then it fizzled out and start to fall. So we did see a strong move on Friday here. So there's definitely some buying around that level, and now it's bounced back. So it looks pretty good. So we'll see if we can fall through the next day on Monday. Next we have Apple doing really well as well, making new highs. Next we have AT&T, a Chinese hotel franchise. This one did really well recently, pulled back right here, struggled a long time, and then it finally makes it move, and then right here it fell on the breakout basically, and it came back down, and right now we are consolidating right here around the 10-week moving average. So I just want to say, like, the 10-week moving average or 50-day line, the red line, is very important, especially when growth stocks fall to that level. Generally, you want to see some sort of support from especially bigger institutions who like this stock a lot and just want to acquire more shares on the pullback. And so we want to see if that, just like right here, it kind of bounced back. We want to see this bounce now. And this bounce hopefully will clear this previous high, and we will have a much better chance of success. Yeah, next I want to talk about Willis Towers Watson here. A very strong stock. You can see the uptrend here. Finally, it did break towards the 50-day really fast here, really fast, and then but we did see a strong bounce on Friday. So let's see how this kind of work. Because I hope this is not like something like this where it just kind of fall back again, right? But so we'll see if there's a fall through. So that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching this video. Hope you guys have a happy holidays. I'll be back next weekend for the last episodes of the year, and then we'll probably also highlight some very good movers this year and just study them in more detail, how one should have traded it, or at least how I should have traded it, and so forth. Thank you for this week listening, and if you like, please subscribe so you'll get notification on the next video. Bye for now.